Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, September 22nd, 2023 at 2:41 p.m. Well, a lot of the times I've been forgetting what day of the week it is or what the date is. So I was reminded that it's Friday because one of the people who I'm subscribed to on YouTube does cooking videos every Friday. So that's how you know when it's Friday, when he uploads. So, and like, excuse me, I know when it's Wednesday, when they have this lady that has a natural health kind of blog on Wednesdays and Sundays, I would receive emails. So that's how I know when it's Wednesday or when it's Sunday. But sometimes I don't even think to look at my phone's, like my home page or my phone screen. That's the easiest way. Sometimes I just click on a video and then just look at the time and I try to remember, excuse me, oh, what day is it or whatever. But I need to look at the date on my phone before starting a video rather than trying to, you know, figure out. And I'll be forgetting that the date is on my phone screen on the front. And sometimes I'll be, you know, trying to figure out what day it is, or I might think it's Wednesday and then it might be Thursday. So even earlier today, I thought it was Thursday the 21st. And I thought yesterday was Wednesday the 20th. But then I went, oh, it's Friday the 22nd. Excuse me. So, well, so yesterday for dinner, I had a sandwich with the Ezekiel 4 and 9 bread. That's what I had? I think that's what I had. And I had another bowl of cereal. So I think that's what I had for dinner. But yesterday, earlier in the day, I had leftover pork and beans and rice, or baked beans and rice, and the barbecue chicken. So then, excuse me. Well, let's see. Excuse me. Oh. Um. So it was, yeah. So my mind kind of went blank. So yeah, that's what I had to eat yesterday. Excuse me. So then, well, last night, I think it was after dinner, but it was before 7:30. Was the second time I took a detox bath, and the I was like last night I was so upset, and I was gonna do a quick video, but I told myself to try to calm down and be patient, and then just wait until my big normal video that I've been doing to talk about it. But I was gonna do like a separate video, and so the skank perp neighbor that with the, I don't know how many kids she got, but I'm gonna say the skank perp neighbor was 666 kids. Excuse me. She even be dressing her kids in perp clothes and everything. So that's the one, the skank perp that I told y'all that I saw yesterday with her baby. And then, you know, so yesterday evening, this bitch strategically waited about 5 or 10 minutes after I got into the tub and started to soak. And then she did something that she hasn't been doing or doesn't normally do. She had the TV loud enough to where I can hear it. You know, but she waited till after I was in the tub, and I felt psychologically, mentally, and emotionally tortured and didn't feel at peace while I was trying to take my detox bath, and couldn't wait to get out. Normally, she doesn't even put on a TV at that time of the day, or if she does, I normally don't even really hear it. So I think she did that on purpose because she saw me earlier. But then, as I said, she avoided eye contact and pretended that she didn't see me, and she was perping with the red. Excuse me, perping with, red shirt and red flip-flops, and came, the same time entry and exit, So none of my neighbors formally introduced themselves to me, None of them formally introduced themselves, but they had a few friendly people, and, a few nice people in the neighborhood, but all these fuckers around me, yeah, none of them had really, introduced themselves. But, she's a female. And I figure, like, well, if you want to perp me while I'm taking a shower, how you even know I'm taking a shower? You a sex trafficker, too. And she's younger than me. And seeing, like, I don't know how many 666 doggone kids she got. They all, like, they're toddlers, infants, or no more than, first grade at the most. But, excuse me, I was going to do a separate video later on last night. So yeah, she made me, like, really upset that she felt the need to do noise harassment and try to ruin my peace while I was trying to take a shower. Take a detox bath. And so I felt like I couldn't wait to talk about it. Excuse me. So, yeah, because any other time, around that time of the day, she don't usually have the TV on that time of the day, but, so then, after the detox bath, I went to bed at about 9:30. And after I was making attempts at trying to go to sleep, I think the neighbors on this side, somebody was banging on the door real hard, off and on, for like a good, at least 10 minutes. And that startled me and kept me awake. But I slept kind of good last night. At first it was a bit of a struggle, but then I ended up sleeping a little better. I think that my sleep was definitely better after 2:00 in the morning. But my sleep wasn't too great before. But sometime after 2:00, I think I slept really well. But I think I got up at 4 something or right around 5 o'clock and had to use the bathroom. I don't remember what time it was, but I only had to use the bathroom once in the middle of the night, and it was already it was after 4:30 in the morning because I well, I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to get the perps ideas, so I'm not gonna say it. So then I think I woke up at 8 o'clock, and one of the neighbors was singing really loud. I don't remember. I think it was this morning. One of the neighbors was singing really, really loud. It was a female, and I don't know which one of them it was that was singing. Excuse me. And then, but like, I'm not saying that a person can't watch TV, but I don't want to hear your TV. And then I knew that you waited for after I was already in the tub to do that for the purpose of perping me. And no, you're not allowed to perp me. I say you're not allowed to perp me. Excuse me. So yesterday I put the bentonite clay and also a lot of the apple cider vinegar, more than I usually would. And then I forgot to put the Epsom salt. So then I hurry up and got out the tub while still wet, and then came up in here and grabbed the Epsom salt and put, I'm not that good with measuring without like a physical measuring cup, but I put what I thought might have been 2 cups of the Epsom salt. And I just poured some bentonite clay without even measuring it. I just poured some in there. And I just poured approximately a half a bottle of apple cider vinegar. But I didn't have and the Epsom salt it already came with being mixed with pink Himalayan salt. So I only have 1 box of baking soda, but I did not put the baking soda in the detox bath. I was supposed to have done a detox bath a long time ago, another one, because this was my second one. So the sleep was much better last night, and then this morning I think I did wake up, did my final waking up at 9 o'clock. So last night I had another dream that I actually was homeless and moved to Kentucky. And I think that was the dream manipulation. And then for the past few nights, I would have almost every night have a bad dream about having an in-person argument or confrontation with that Paul guy. So I think they've been attacking me with the dream manipulation with that. So then, they've been attacking me with dream manipulation to make it as if every night there's a bad dream about me arguing and fussing with him, face to face in person. And they keep on hitting me with directed energy weapons and causing a dream manipulation of different nightmare scenarios about me being homeless. And some of them are traumatic, or some of them are pretty traumatizing. You know, I haven't had as many jail or prison nightmares as much, but um, yeah, I've been like just about every single night having homeless related nightmares or bad dreams. So even back in 2011, I would have nightmares about getting arrested or going to jail or prison. And when I was living in Los Angeles, I could not look out my window without a police car passing by. And I don't even know if I was, mind controlled with so much strong fear of the police. And every time I saw cops everywhere in Los Angeles, and I was always afraid of the cops to the point where I would have panic attacks every time I would see police and always think that I'm in some trouble. Excuse me. Excuse me. So when I would ask on Yahoo Answers why I would always have nightmares about going to jail or prison or being locked up and put away for life, and they figured that there would be abusive, narcissistic know-it-alls that trying to falsely assume that I excuse me, they would narcissistically falsely assume that I must have committed some crime that I'm running away from and need to turn myself in, which is not the case, which is not true, So, but I didn't even realize that they were doing dream manipulation as far back as then, you know. And to be in jail is very traumatizing and very dehumanizing, you know. I mean, it's more dehumanizing and traumatizing when you're locked up and you're falsely accused and have to suffer this undeserved punishment. And then I was considered guilty until proven innocent. I mean, I spent only one night in jail for a crime that somebody did towards me. And I told y'all about that, it was back in 2007. And they pretty much, like, the biological cousin Blake, I see why he lost so much weight, because they want to feed you 2 unhealthy, tiny meals per day when I was in jail, So, but some people try to make like they treat you better in prison than in jail. And that, like, if you're locked up in jail for smaller crimes, you supposedly stay isolated and stay in this small little cell and can never leave, or like a caged animal. And then they would feed me through the small little square in the door, like when you feed a dog. But, people love, I've seen people brag about how that prison is fun. Or they brag about how they eat good in prison. So, that one night in jail was already trauma. And I try to, and that was the longest night of my life, and it was extremely cold, uncomfortable. I see a spider on the window, and I don't know if it's on on the screen from outside or if it's on the glass from inside. So, excuse me. So, I mean, to have like a small little pack of Jimmy Dean sausage for breakfast, and I don't remember what brand of small little chicken pot pie for dinner, and no lunch. But, people would brag about how great they be eating in prison and brag about that they're well taken care of in prison. Or I heard that that's why people never learn their lesson. I heard some people try to make it like as if American prison is too lenient or something. I don't know, but I don't even know that much about the prison system. But I heard about the school to prison pipeline. That school is set up like a jail or prison for kids. And it's like, well, going from, being a child, what did we do wrong to deserve to be wrongfully punished with like a 13, 14, 15-year prison sentence? And I heard there's a lot that the school system is not preparing people for careerism. They lied about that. But then they prepare you for prison. And a lot of people, I even saw on TikTok videos where they say the school lunches is a lot like prison. And for the New World Order indoctrination, the kids are being, and college students too, being brainwashed and indoctrinated. And they even compare that to like Masonic levels of initiation and stuff. So they said that like college degrees is, they try to compare it to Masonic degrees. I'm like, well, I didn't even know that, back then. But I mean, everything about this planet is like, if humans are supposed to be considered as made in God's image, but it seems like animals got more freedom. Animals got more freedom, more free will, and more freedom than humans. So I had to brace myself, I was afraid that I was gonna get a lot of hate. Excuse me. I was afraid that I was gonna get a lot of hate from the previous video, which I did yesterday. And so, well, but they had two perks that try to comment, and I blocked them. Like one person pretended to be fake nice, but I looked closely, and that person had like a YouTube profile picture of a casket and an upside down cross. And he was following the same people as this other perp that try to pretend to be fake nice and fake concerned, and said that that they're glad that I finally got a place to live. And then they said, well, how do you support yourself? How do you pay your bills? How do you do this? Or how do you do that? And then they said something like, the other online perps gave that perp 5 thumbs up for lying on me and saying that I always talk to myself for hours and hours in my YouTube videos. When I'm talking to my subscribers, who I'm really talking to my few supportive subscribers or anybody who's willing to be supportive. If you're not here to be supportive, then the video is not for you. But stop trying to falsely make it like as if I'm just mental and be just talking to myself. And that's not the first or second or third time that random online perps will falsely accuse me of talking to myself, being schizophrenic and crazy and talking to myself in my own videos. But those are perps with narcissistic personalities who feel that way. You're just mad because I ain't talking to your ass, because I got your fake ass blocked. So if the conversation ain't towards you, or you want to falsely say that, oh, Candy's, doing all these videos talking to herself, or attention-seeking videos talking to herself. That's how they try to make it, like trying to make me sound like extremely, just really crazy, as crazy as possible. Excuse me. So I blocked both of them. But they had this one fake TI perp that came and tried to I don't know what country he's from, but it seemed like as if he tried to post a comment with some gibberish that I don't understand. So I forgot, I kind of got distracted, but this morning I had 2 bowls of cereal and nothing else. I had 1 bowl each of the peanut butter Captain Crunch, and then the other one with the Oops All Berries. And I can't believe that. I usually like the peanut butter anything, but I'm like, how is it that I like the Oops All Berries better than the peanut butter flavor? I'm like, that's odd, but I still like both of them. But this might be the only time I buy those because, excuse me, maybe next month, I'm going to try to not be eating like the junk food cereal like that and stuff. When I was homeless, I would be eating junk food cereal like Honey Nut Cheerios or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But now that I'm back on my feet and established, I won't be trying to go and buy like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or some, or the junk food cereal. But so I'm just surviving with what I have now. So I thought I had less than $1, but I have $1.87 in the bank, and I have not counted the change or coins that I have. But I might have more than $10, but from what it looks like I might have less than $10. Excuse me. So now, I haven't had that, because I had a busy week this week, so I haven't had the chance to do any food stamps, or I haven't had a chance to go to the food banks or do any of that this week. But, I got me a little bit of cereal and oatmeal to hold me over. So I had just 2 boxes of, I'm sorry, not boxes, that's my sleep deprivation talking. I had 2 bowls, smaller, bowls of cereal. Excuse me, 2 bowls of cereal, and then nothing else. And I'm like, well, no wonder I was hungry. And then for lunch, I had another sandwich. I guess you can call it burger because it was hamburger patty, but regular well, not regular bread, it was Ezekiel 4 and 9 bread. Excuse me. So I was so hungry that I had a burger. I didn't have cheese on it, but I had a burger and I had 2 packs of oatmeal with some coconut oil. And then I had the last Cara orange and last mini cucumber before they really, really went bad. So I have some apples that I'm scared to eat, but I had one a couple of days ago. Excuse me, but I'm afraid of the apples, not being ripe enough because they said if you eat green apples or apples that are underripe, then or potatoes that's not ripe enough or potatoes that's green or whatever, then they say it's toxic, So, but I still have the frozen blueberries and I have some mixed vegetables, cooked mixed vegetables. So for dinner, excuse me, I haven't really had the salmon or seafood yet this week. I don't think. So I guess I'll have a piece of salmon and mixed vegetables, cooked mixed vegetables, and leftover beans and rice. And then tomorrow will be the last day of beans and rice. And I guess I got one more. I had 2 slices of bread left. One more day left of the Ezekiel 4 and 9 bread. So I've been able to freeze food and have leftovers, excuse me, and be able to stretch my food that way. Hold on, I have to use the bathroom. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me. So my body is detoxing. I've been having to take the clay every day for the past few days. So, you gotta drink increase of water. So I've been having to go pee. So excuse me. So I forgot to mention that in my right ear, for the past couple of days, I've been having like an infection kind of swelling inside of my ear due to the excessive moisture and the moisture in my ears and the idea that my ears can't breathe. So last night I didn't feel detoxed enough, or I didn't feel like I detoxed properly enough or good enough because I have this bump right here, this pimple or whatever. And usually when I would have a detox bath, all the bumps and pimples and everything would just climb out of my skin without even trying. So, I noticed that yesterday or the day before, the pain that was at the roof of my mouth from the ice cream from last week, it was too cold, too frozen, hard frozen, I guess, and it, freeze burned the top of my mouth and caused it to be sore. Well, I had the worst soreness for the past week. And then I discovered 2 days ago that I had absolutely no pain. And all the pain, swelling, and irritation is gone. And the roof of my mouth, it healed. But then yesterday evening, and then again it happened for lunch, that the hamburger patty was, I guess, a little too hot. and I couldn't tell because the sandwich, I had the bread to be cold. I mean, frozen or cold or whatever. And then I thought that the meat was cooled down, but then yesterday and today it burned the roof of my mouth. But then with the oatmeal and the coconut oil, it soothed everything and helped everything feel better. But then it kind of felt like when I was eating the orange, I kind of felt the burn and irritation again. So it seemed like as if in this case, the coconut oil soothed the pain and healed the roof of my mouth more effectively than the bentonite clay. But I mean, I think the dishwashing liquid, with that Dawn dishwashing liquid, like, yeah, I really think that even though I rinsed thoroughly, but they said that the chemicals leach into the plastic, and so I thought I rinsed, but then it smelled and tastes very strong like dishwashing liquid. The left because of me pouring the hot water into the bowl, but that's the only bowl that I have now. So I gotta get me some bowls and utensils and stuff, like get me some actual plates, bowls. I got cups, I got cups, but I gotta get me some plates and bowls and some more like permanent silverware. Excuse me. So this Family Dollar Tree, I looked and they didn't have a whole lot. I was trying to look for some glass or ceramic, not plastic, because of what I just told y'all I experienced, Excuse me. And I try to use a little bit. I try to not use a lot of the Dawn dish cleaner or whatever, But they said Dawn is good for, cutting away grease. So, but I try to use the coconut oil to try to, improve my health. So, when I would take the detox baths, the natural health community have been encouraging to put baking soda and vinegar in your detox bath water. And I've been doing that for like a decade. Well, off and on for a decade, Excuse me. So now people are saying, oh, you're too dumb to know basic science that, so they say basically baking soda and vinegar cancel each other out and that they don't clean more effectively like originally thought. But, I've never taken any detox baths with borax, but I heard people say that that's effective too. But like with detoxing more gallons or nanotechnology and stuff like that. But I just use like bentonite clay, baking soda, vinegar, sometimes essential oils, sometimes sometimes baking soda, vinegar, bentonite clay, Epsom salt, sometimes essential oil, and I would put Himalayan pink salt, and I wish I could, like I used to be able to use coconut oil, like put some coconut oil in the bath too, but I would have a difficult time trying to unclog the drain. So can't even use the coconut oil like I would like to, you know. And I would like to be putting the coconut oil in my hair. Excuse me, but I would have to use get me like another storage bin or something. And I don't care if people look at me like I'm crazy if I wash my hair outside or something. But I don't know, I haven't figured stuff out yet. Excuse me. So I wrote a couple of blog posts earlier today. Well, one of them I started on yesterday, but then I finished it today. I thought I started on it on Wednesday, but I guess I started on it yesterday. Because I thought yesterday was Wednesday the 20th, but no, yesterday was Thursday the 21st, excuse me. So, but like the gang stalking network try to manipulate my subscriber count. Like yesterday I had 1,329, and for the past few days, and then it got all the way up to 1,332. And that's how much it was this morning. And then now I'm back to 1,329. That number of subscribers. So either because I gained some subscribers yesterday or the day before, and then lost all three new ones just that quick. Either that or the perks are manipulating the subscriber count, or the perks keep subscribing and unsubscribing, then resubscribing, and acting mentally unstable and weird, but then falsely calling me, you gaslighting and falsely calling me crazy. The same perks that calling me mentally unstable, y'all the ones y'all the ones with the multiple personalities that go around doing mentally unstable shit. But narcissistic abusers live double lives and they got multiple personalities anyway. Excuse me. So I felt like I wonder if I might have more supportive people than I like. If I might have more supportive people than I think I do. Who knows? Excuse me, but the online stalkers, they got time to watch everything and they stalk everything I do. And yet constantly, they complain about me complaining. And then they complain about stuff that's not their business. Like, what are you complaining about me complaining about something if I blocked you and you're still trying to stalk and follow and try to ruin and destroy everything I do and say? But you complaining about me complaining, but I'm sitting here documenting and talking about my gang stalking experiences. And I've been doing that before you found my account. I'm a YouTube veteran. It's fair to say it. I've been on here since 2006. So it's not fair for you to have a fake new account and trying to run my channel, trying to control what I do on my own channel, and trying to make me feel bad, you know. But yeah, the online perks like Starbricker try to insult me with my ebooks. And, you know, it's okay for her to be wrong, but I'm not allowed to be what her version of wrong is. If she thinks that I'm too dumb to understand basic science or, or about the like she tried to insult me about the baking soda and vinegar, but she's wrong about coconut oil. She's wrong about her opinion about coconut oil. But they're not doing all this abuse and harassment and stalking and following me for years. They're not doing this for free. They're getting paid. And Star Bricker probably she probably get paid for every book, every ebook that I write that she sabotaged. She get paid for that. So who's the money hungry, greedy scammer? As I said, that my books could have paid for themselves, or they could have made a living for. My books could have helped me make a living, and I could have gotten off of homelessness on my own without having to beg or ask. And my writing could have made me money, but that's part of the gang stalking that they sabotage. And they make up lies to try to make you sound as crazy and nonsensical as possible. And she probably got paid for each ebook she got wrongfully shut down, too. So if they attack me and I defend myself and then they go and attack even harder, like as if they call themselves trying to get reverse revenge. And y'all hate me but trying to control me on my own channel. Excuse me. So I mean, I worked on the nonfiction couple of just blogging, earlier. But then I published those, but one of them is topics that I can't talk about on here. Excuse me. One of them is topics that I can't talk about on here. But one of the fiction short stories that I started to work on, but then my sleep deprivation symptoms, my sleep deprivation symptoms started to kick in. So, it kind of, I don't even know if I might need to get more sleep or more rest, or if I can try to continue to push myself to work on it. Like, my mind is not clear. It's kind of cloudy. So, well, I got some clothes that I don't want, that I need to get rid of, and that I need to sort out. I don't know if I'll do that this weekend. I guess if I'm bored enough, I might do it. But I don't have, I'm broke, so I didn't get to go to the beach yet. But, I wish I could go. But yesterday it felt hot enough to go, but like the night before last, I felt hot. And I had the air, I think, on 68, and I felt kind of hot. But then yesterday was hot, but then in the last night and this morning, I put the air on 72. But then I woke up this morning feeling cold. Or throughout the night, I felt kind of cold, you know. Excuse me. So, well, I couldn't go to the beach this weekend anyway. But, so I have to hold out on a lot of things and just wait it out until October 3rd. I have to wait it out until October 3rd to do anything, you know. So I have to just, well, I have no money to spend really. So good thing I have food to eat, but I can stretch, you know, the food. But I'll just have to go nowhere and stay here almost or just about every day until payday comes, and try to just find stuff to do up in here, or try to be preoccupied. I mean, try to keep myself occupied, or try to find ways to keep myself busy up in here. And then, like when October comes, you know, I have, I guess, under $300 worth of all of my bills combined to pay. But then I got some other obligations, like gotta try to buy some more dishes, and you know, try to buy some dishes and stuff. But I'm not sure, and I'm good on toilet paper, so I don't need toilet paper. I don't need soap. But like for now, I don't need trash bags for now. You know, I don't need toothpaste because I got my bentonite clay that I've been using, and I have the option to use coconut oil to brush my teeth as well. You know, and but you know. So I mean, I don't know if next month if I might have to use my own income to buy groceries, you know, until I can get the food stamp thing figured out. Because as I said, you know, they wrote me a letter and falsely said that I never told them my email address, and which how y'all were able to send me my food stamp card. So what y'all mean? I don't get it. So, I mean, I showed them the paperwork with proof of how much rent I was paying and the proof of address and the lease agreement or whatever. So I closed, but I don't even know if they just say that because as a part of my case being closed. But the lady this past Friday, last week, or was it last Thursday, she confirmed to me that my case was closed, or that they did close out the case, and that I'm free to, you know, fill out an application in Florida. But as I said, I went through with the Social Security thing, that traumatized me. I'm scared to even fill out an application for food stamps. And I have not received any mail from Social Security since being here. But as I said, I'm not setting foot in that office. I mean, in you know, in the Social Security office, because like with the gang stalking and the abuse here in Pensacola, it's pretty, like at this Social Security office, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But when I went to Victoria and I went in person, you know, they straightened out my issues and everything was no problem. And they even gave me SSI back pay, you know. And then they went to try to do this, you know, what's the word? Like another review. And then they manipulated and set up for the first review to not be able to go through. And the lady lied on me and said I was a no-show. But the gang stalking network, they kept manipulating the phone conversation and kept hanging up and wouldn't let me get through. And so just so that they planted that other lady, they planted her there, and she probably wasn't even a real Social Security employee. She probably was not a real Social Security employee. She probably was a perp planted there. And then, she bullied and traumatized me. That was a gang stalking setup to traumatize me and try to destroy my finances. And they already sent me a letter saying that they were going to suspend my benefits, suspend my SSI benefits for starting November. And they said that they were going to suspend the smaller check. They said that they were suspending the benefits. And they said that they overpaid me or something like that. I'm like, this is too much. I mean, when I say this is too much, I'm saying like this is too overwhelming. So she lied and said I didn't turn in my check stubs for November of 2021. And yes, I did. I turned in the check stubs every month. From September all the way through December each month. Because I would go to the temp service and ask them every month for a printout every month. And then go to the library and they would print out multiples for me. And then I would go to the Social Security office and put it in the mail slot. And I think that was before they opened the offices back up again. But I'm still so traumatized by the abuse that would happen to me that I don't want to go. Because this happened multiple times. And so with them abusing me and playing psychological games and talking to me a certain way. But this lady actually threatened me. Because the online perps bragged and admitted. They bragged and admitted that they called up or contacted Social Security offices and showed them my YouTube videos and falsely accused me of lying and committing fraud and scamming people. And there were gang stalking setups twice with the Social Security offices in Cincinnati at 2 different offices. So, they refused me service and they shut down my videos on every platform they shut down my videos for trying to show proof of what they did to me at the Social Security office with the gang stalking street theater set up to prevent me from going get my business taken care of, changing my address and getting my business taken care of. So I'm like, fuck y'all, I'm not going to set foot in the offices no more. And then it's like for them to do what they do in front of everybody, it's humiliating. And the other Social Security people at the office and the Social Security guard, everybody's sitting there looking at you crazy and laughing at you. From the way the staff and the security guards gang up on you and manipulate and abuse you and stuff like that. And everybody be looking at you like you're crazy and laughing at you. So they'll create setups to try to prevent you from getting your business handled. And then when you miss deadlines, they blame you for it and then want to punish you or use that to justify wrongfully suspending your benefits and stuff. But if they attack the big check and my benefits get suspended, then I would have to be evicted and homeless. That's a sure thing to end up evicted and homeless if they attack those. I mean, the big one. But they said that I'm entitled to that Social Security survivor's benefits. If you're entitled to it, then how are there ways for that to get taken away too? I mean, I thought that they said that Social Security checks supposed to, the Social Security, not the SSI, but the Social Security survivors benefits, I thought that was supposed to be untouchable. So, I mean, I am disabled, but initially never wanted to be on Social Security, SSI, and government assistance in the first place. And I never thought that I would have this nightmare of a life being forced to live like this. Forced poverty, and then like I was blacklisted before I even graduated high school. Never had a chance. Foster mom did all this to me. And the foster mom is not being held accountable for any scams or crime or robbery or all the abuse and physical beatings that she did to us. But they get away with so much shit in foster care. Excuse me. And I came across the news article, and we'll have to show y'all again. Because I thought that I may have showed that on my first PsychWorld account. But, you know, the fake foster parents got the Foster Parent of the Year award for being abusive towards us. Well, they got the Foster Parent of the Year award despite being abusive. Excuse me. So, I could not find any job opportunities for the past couple of weeks on Craigslist. I couldn't really find anything. So, couldn't really find it. Excuse me, I couldn't really find anything. Excuse me. So, I mean, but nowadays, you know, now that I have housing, I'm not going to go to the library if I don't have to. Like, I have housing, I got the internet service, so I'm not going to necessarily go to the library if I don't have to. You know, but there will be moments where I would have to go to the library and make printouts, excuse me, and stuff like that. So, but I'm just trying to, like, I feel like as if I'm trying to recover psychologically, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and even financially, you know, try to recover from all I went through with being homeless due to the targeting. So, you know, now I have the temporary blinds up. So that's less that I have to see with gang stalking and less that I have to worry about reporting on. But, you know, I be seeing people perking with perk colors walking around the complex, and I be seeing little kids running around by themselves without adult supervision, even during school hours. But, you know, people were trying to tell me I should mind my business about that. But then they would say, well, oh, you saw that and you didn't report it, then, oh, you should be liable too, or you should get in trouble or get punished. Well, I don't know who the kids' parents are. You know, and I don't even want to approach or talk to the kids because the fact that the gang stalking network lied on me and called me the P word, you know, so I try to avoid the kids, and and you try to talk to, like, say for example, if the kids are walking with their parents, and you try to be helpful and be like, well, hey, your shoes are untied, and the kids, like, you try to talk to them, they look at me like I'm really crazy. So, like, when they had this black bag that was on the ground, and the three kids were walking, when I was on my way to go and bring that stuff to that lady, and I was trying to ask them, was that their bag, or did that fall on it? Was that their stuff that fell on the ground? And all they did was look at me like I'm really crazy. It was three kids walking around. It was during school hours, and they had no adult around them. But I wouldn't know who to report that to, or should I just mind my own business, But as I said, like, I don't want to be reporting on everything or tattling, or I don't want to be considered. They probably already do think I'm a crazy neighborhood Karen, but then they do their perp bullying and setups, So it's like, if I try to stay out of everybody's way, child or adult, try to stay away from every doggone body, excuse me. So trying to stay away from everybody, due to the gang stalking and everything. And sometimes they might have kids walking by themselves unsupervised, like no parent around, no adult in sight. And then, and then the kids walking around with perp colors or perping with the red. But it ain't the kids' fault. The parents make the kids wear that. So the kids, they're too young. They don't know what they're doing. It ain't their fault, But the online gang stalkers lied on me and said that I falsely accused a 6-month-old baby of perping me, which I never said such a thing like that. But as I said, they just want to try to manipulate and lie and make things to. They try to make things to appear that I sound crazy as fuck, when that's not even really the case. But the lies that they make about you is what burns your bridges. Like, the gang stalking narcissistic slanderers are the ones that's burning the target's bridges from everybody. I'm not burning my bridges. Y'all lies, false rumors, and smear campaigns, or me standing up to y'all, then y'all want to talk about, oh, you burned your bridges from everybody that try to help you. Me standing up to your tyrannical abuse is not you're not trying to help me. When you try to suggest something, like you try to say something insulting and try to mock and make fun, and then you lie and say that you're trying to help just so that you can try to prevent yourself from getting backlash, because you know what you're doing is dirty and fucked up and wrong. So just like the perp that pretended to sound fake concerned and then turn around and lied on me and say that I'm always talking to myself for hours and hours in my YouTube videos. So, hold up. Okay. So, I hate days like this where I'm, like, if last night I got better sleep, but then I'm still recovering from the effects of previous days where I had lack of sleep or not that much sleep. Still trying to recover. But, excuse me. So I still got like some little mucus in my throat. But I mean, as I said, I have a goal to want to write more, eat better, hopefully start exercising, and to read the Bible and pray more and try to get closer to God, you know. And so, I mean, I feel like it's kind of useless for me personally to, on rare occasions I might do it, but, for me to show y'all like a video of me having leftovers, I've done that before, but I don't do it all the time, but, you know, but I mean, I cooked the fresh meal, a couple of days ago, the pork and beans and rice, and, you know, I think I had the chicken the other day. So I'm just rotating between 4 meats to eat, but I'm not sure if the meat. Well, I mean, I'm surprised that I wouldn't say that the meat is almost gone, but you know, somewhat almost gone. Like I don't know, like it's September 22nd. I might have like another week of meat left to eat, you know. So like tomorrow is the last day of the little beans and rice, but I got some more rice. But maybe tomorrow or Sunday, I guess I'll have some if I cook some mac and cheese and then just meat and the same old mixed vegetables that I've been having, excuse me, I'm just documenting, how I'm surviving, even though I finally have a place to live, documenting, my personal wellness and self-care while I'm targeted, as a way to help boost my own mental health, excuse me, trying to help boost my own mental health. But writing does help a lot, and to express yourself, even if it's to talk about it, it does help a lot. But to be forced to hold your emotions in and get criminalized for trying to speak the truth or speak out about abuse that people have done to you, or they punish you even more, and you're forced to stay silent or tight-lipped, or they abuse you even harder the more you try to talk about it, that make you feel even worse than you were already feeling. But I never talk to myself. But, that perp try to lie and say that I be talking to myself for hours in my videos. But then you pretend to be fake concerned about how I take care of myself. But then I look on your page and you associated with the New Age, occultism, witchcraft, and all that shit. Excuse me. So, yeah. So, it seems like as if I'm still like trying to recover from the trauma. Trying to recover from the trauma of homelessness, street homelessness. Even being in the shelters is traumatic for me. And I keep on having these fears of this apartment being taken away from me. Or fear of losing this place. Fear of getting evicted because that's what the perps keep threatening. The online perps, what they keep threatening. I'm afraid of the in-person perps running me out of here, or making me feel unsafe or something, and or I'm afraid of the idea of me not having any other finances and the Social Security check being attacked and me ending up back homeless that way, excuse me. And it's still at the back of my mind, excuse me, from it's still at the back of my mind for me to feel like there might be still some unfinished business with the Social Security office people, and I kind of feel like as if I still can't rest and relax from that traumatic situation back in June. It's affecting my daily life. It's affecting my daily life and causing me nightmares. And I can't even go on about my life and live my life. But as I said, the online gang stalkers hollered and falsely accused me of being a scammer who doesn't report my stuff before I even started publishing. As soon as I published in ebooks and before I could get any royalties from it. And y'all think that I deserve to be punished with not being allowed to earn money from my writings. Who are you to take that from me? You're not an authority figure over me, and you're nobody. You're just a stranger a cowardly stranger behind a screen, behind a phone screen. People don't really use computers that much no more, so I'll say phone. But phone, computer, behind a screen. Excuse me. So I think when I first started actively doing videos, like back in 2019, at first I was just talking about the foster mom's abuse and narcissistic abuse and being afraid of the foster mom or the Kraft family people or biological family members. I was afraid of people coming after me, But as I said, after finding more about this targeting, it helped me become bolder and more courageous and less scared. But I still do have fears and get scared a lot sometimes, But for me to be bold enough to actually confront the perps, But, that's only after I've been at wit's end and frustrated and had enough. And already having a bad day or something like that. But it's a shock that the perps would have a self-righteous kind of mentality, but now I have a better understanding that they pretend to be fake self-righteous like that to cover up their own crimes or make it to try to pretend to be, they're wicked people pretending to be good, But it's the opposite though, because the so-called Christians would do good deeds in secret, but if anything that they did that was bad, the whole world would know about it. Or their bad deeds would be publicized. But the wicked people, though, they do evil in secret, but then pretend to do fake good deeds publicly in front of everybody, and they want recognition for it, public recognition for it, But they work too hard to protect their image. And narcissistic abusers, they care too much about image and appearance. Like celebrities with all that dirty stuff that they do behind closed doors, the satanic rituals and stuff. But they care about their public image. But their public image is torn down once they try to break free from the Hollywood cult and start speaking out and start speaking the truth. That's when all their dirty deeds, or they'll be set up and lied on, and then become heavily targeted until they covertly murdered, and then they make it look like it's a whole damn suicide or accident or whatever. No, all the celebrities, you think that jump to their death, you even see in movies about, um, you know, people like actors in movies. You even see that their character, where they might be in a hotel and somebody throws them out of a window and they die. And then falsely, but in real life, they'll try to make like that celebrity died of a drug overdose or a suicide or an accident. Knowing damn well that y'all secretly and covertly murdered. Like, I'm glad there are some people who are not buying it about Whitney Houston. And they said that Raffles Van Exel was the cleanup guy. The guy who was always be on the scene and clean up after celebrity deaths. Celebrity satanic ritual murders. Romeo Must Die. They had a scene where one of the characters was thrown out of the window. I think that happened to Donnie. I could be wrong, but didn't that happen to Donnie Hathaway? And it happened to, I don't know what other celebrities that got thrown out of a window from a high-rise building or something. So, and then I heard that they have more targeted individuals that die than are being recognized. Because I hear about the blood sacrifice and life insurance connections. You know, and especially in the black community, you know, if you see a black person being a targeted individual and being covertly murdered, and then some people might be like, was this a targeted murder, or was it a targeted hit, or was it a murder, or something, you know? So, but they have some people that might be a rising star or got some success, but then their lives end up being cut short. Well, I don't even know if Shanquella Robinson sold her soul to the devil and then decided against it and then was set up and killed after that. I'm not sure about that. But she had a lot of success. But Kanika Jenkins, I saw pictures where she was throwing up devil horns, hand signs, satanic hand signs. So a lot of people say she was targeted, but you know, I saw pictures of Kanika Jenkins with devil horn hand signs and pictures. And they had this 13-year-old girl, excuse me, I don't remember what her name is. Chanel something, I don't remember. I think, and she was a diehard fan of Horror Beyonce. And then, I don't know if she got to meet Beyonce or not, but she was a diehard fan of her. And then she died. And then that 13-year-old girl, there were pictures of that girl throwing up devil horns and satanic hand signs, but she died. She died. I forgot what illness she had, but she was sick. She was sick. But, I mean, I don't fault the 13-year-old because who taught her that? I mean, I think she was like nonverbal. Like she was nonverbal and kind of couldn't really talk, but she wasn't deaf or anything. But I forgot what illness she had. But she was wearing a green outfit, or green and white, or green or something. And she was throwing up devil horn hand signs. And then she died. So I don't even know if her family sacrificed her or if the whore had her sacrificed. So excuse me, a little mucus in my throat. So yeah, I mean, even certain professed targeted individuals that sold out and became fake and became perps, they even recognize that targeted individuals, that the reason why the life insurance policies are there, because that they're put into the targeting program to be set up to be sacrificed to the satanic witches covens. Excuse me, to satanic witches covens and stuff like that. You know, and they got too many people that claim to be targeted individuals, and they be practicing that witchcraft, occultism, new age, and all that. But those be the same ones playing both sides and acting like perps, or they be throwing up satanic hand signs, and you pretend to be targeted, and then you set up another TI. You know. But one thing, I did not sell my soul to the devil to get this housing. I did not sell out. I did not become a perp. It took me over 4 years to be on a waiting list, you know, and eventually I finally got this place. I mean, it felt like I was going to be homeless forever. You know, because even in 2022, they tried to make it like my name wasn't that far on the list. You know, even after I came back from Trisha, and it was around May, it was already May 2022, and they were telling me that my name was coming up, or it wasn't going to be that long. But now, it took all this long, and I finally got it. But as I said, I'm going to try to not let these fuckers make me back homeless again. You know. And I didn't realize that was part of the gang stalking goals, to destroy you, every aspect of your life. And there's a lot of similarities between narcissistic abuse and the gang stalking cult network. Narcissistic abuse, cults, and gang stalking have like a whole bunch of overlapping similarities. You know. So I thought I saw something flying around. But anyway, though, well, ever since Wednesday's pest control, I'm glad I don't see roaches anymore, and I don't really see that many pests. But I thought I may have seen like something flying or something like that. But you know, but at first I thought living here was going to be very hard from all those rules that freaked me out. But it looks like I'm kind of coming along okay. But, you know, as I said, I'm still trying to get adjusted. Because, I mean, to be in constant survival mode and constant fight or flight, got to be hyper vigilant. And the gang stalking is worse when you're homeless. And then they make it pretty much impossible for you to get out of your hole. To get out of that hole. But I feel like I have like not enough sleep, and I don't feel well rested. And I need an opportunity to be able to feel well rested, you know. But due to living in the projects, the hood, you know, excuse me, it's impossible to have like a work at home phone job, you know. I can't even, because due to that, I cannot get like that kind of job. But um, but I mean, I wish I can get another laptop again. Excuse me. And they have this one work at home job opportunity. The job work at home job opportunity. They said that if I could ever get permanent housing again, then the job opportunity will always be there. But I need a laptop. I need a laptop, and I thought that they had like an Ethernet outlet, or well, I have the Wi-Fi, but they want wired internet, closed. They want wired internet service. Excuse me. They want wired internet service for the work at home jobs. But I thought I saw it up in here, but I don't see any kind of like for the Ethernet cable, like an outlet or something. So, and also, I wish I could have a car or a vehicle, because the buses are not always reliable, and sometimes it can be hectic, like with Uber, or definitely the cabs. They're always perping when it comes to dealing with the cabs. So I'm need to try to. I mean, I wish there was a way for me to get an opportunity to get a car or get a vehicle, and slash or excuse me, get a like a work at home or work from home opportunity, or an entrepreneurial opportunity, or if I can make a living from my writings or something. So they have so many people who want to try to keep tabs on you, excuse me, and try to force you to conform to the norms of society or follow the herd. But then when you do try to follow the herd on your own, you get condemned for that. Or people tell you to be a leader and not a follower. But I always been like a loner and been off to myself. I never really try to follow the crowd. But the foster mom would always punish me for wanting to do what other kids do. But then she would condemn me for not being normal. But then wouldn't allow me to do things that so-called normal people do. And she would always narcissistically lecture me about not being normal. So, but it seems like me being sleep deprived or suffering a sleep deprivation can affect my writing also. Like if I'm working on big writing projects, with big writing projects or something, I mean, sometimes while I'm sleep deprived, I don't even have the patience. I don't have patience for anything. It's like I would be short fused with no patience with anything when I be sleep deprived. So the short story that I'm working on now, I don't know if I might put that on hold. I already started on it and wrote a few paragraphs, but I'm starting to, But I don't know if I might put that on hold and work on it, or if I might continue working on it today and just start another short story. But I don't want to, like, I kind of feel like I don't want to just, like, usually I do be like like when I have a place to live, I hardly go out. But I hardly go out, or I stay inside like for like 1 or 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks at a time. But I'm really upset and sad about things that I had to deal with while being homeless, and I'm hurt to be wrongfully banned from Bodacious and Everman, like forever, like for the rest of my life, all because of being homeless and exposing gang stalking. And even now that I have a place to live, like, I still can never go back again. But excuse me, like the Super 6 motel, I ain't freaking worried about that, because now I don't need to stay in a hotel or a motel because I got this place. So the Hospitality Inn, I ain't got to worry about that either, because that was $275 a week. But this is $213 a month. So, I'm feeling kind of nervous because I don't know what the future holds. But people do say to stock up and prepare, for disasters, or stock up and prepare for the New World Order, or people are saying, oh, well, the stock market is getting worse, so get ready, start preparing. But all those times I tried to stock up and prepare, and then was forced to abandon the place due to the targeting, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. Or excuse me. So when I got frustrated to the point where I said I wasn't signing any more apartment leases, but then come to find out homelessness is even worse. But they make it, no matter whether you're homeless or housed, they make everything hard for the targeted individual, and they make sure they work for Satan and these satanic covens, and they practice witchcraft, and so they want to make sure that I don't get like any rest, or they want to make sure that I don't last long anywhere. Because if it weren't for me going through the hell imagine if I would have still been in Los Angeles on that Section 8. If things didn't get worse, and it's like 2023 right now, what if I would have still been living in Los Angeles at that Section 8 place? That Section 8 house that I was living in. But I also fear for my safety over there, because I probably could have gotten murdered or something, in places like Los Angeles. And I was being bullied by gang bangers. And gang bangers, Bloods and Crips, were gang stalking me too. And so the gang, I've heard moments about family members setting targeted individual scapegoats to be murdered for the life insurance. And that's been going on a lot in black families, and that's why black families don't get along and can't get along. And the one that's set up to be sacrificed, that's be the one that y'all know that y'all know what y'all doing with the life insurance and blood sacrifice and the covens and covenants, the demonic covenants and everything, and you set up the more pure one, the scapegoat, outcast, pariah, recluse, the black sheep, that person you set up for sacrifice, and you smear campaign them as a bad person and crazy person. So then y'all can look good in the eyes of people, so that people won't catch on to the fact that you committed like the damn life insurance fraud to blood sacrifice and then get rewarded rather than going to prison. And then the hitman that's hired to, like, the person that is hired to go and carry out the murder execution, you always notice that they end up being acquitted. And then they end up being like protesting in the streets and riots and stuff, And it happens mainly amongst us black folks. So, well, for the rest of the day, I guess I plan. Well, I might try to work on some more writing, maybe. But if not, then I don't know what the hell I'll do. But they're vibrating my body right now. And I don't have any plans on stepping outside for any reason later on, And I mean, I don't have any plans to step outside. Excuse me. And then, but for dinner, I'm planning to have salmon. I think I'm going to just throw some barbecue sauce on a salmon. I'll have salmon and pork and beans and rice and mixed vegetables for dinner. But, I guess I got to just try to, excuse me, try to stretch what I have and, just patiently wait until October 3rd. But in the meantime, I still would like to, earn a living through my writings and stuff like that, But people think they got the authority to dictate that I shouldn't be allowed to do that. Online internet strangers, And so if I put out a new ebook and publish it, they will gossip and lie and say this is Candy's latest scam gimmick. Well, when other authors write, how come it's not called a scam? The gang stalkers are allowed to do what they want. But then I'm not allowed to do what I want. If I wanted to watch TV, everybody would say I can't do that. But if I complain about the neighbors, blasting TV or music, then they will say, oh, well, you can't tell them they can't do that. Well, you think you can tell me what food I can eat or that I can't eat food, or you tell me that I can't drive a car or I shouldn't have a job or I shouldn't be allowed to write anything or publish anything. And these vigilante stalkers who don't even know you, and they want to monitor and keep tabs, making sure that you're not making any money. Like, if I'm supposed to stay punished on just Social Security and SSI, And they try to say candy and lazy and don't want to work, but then when I try to get a job, y'all try to make it like I'm being covetous and greedy. And y'all, and I'm like, who the hell wants to stay stuck on just nothing but Social Security or SSI, without anything else? And times are getting harder, inflation is getting worse, and a lot of people say that they're struggling to survive off of just SSI or whatever else. And I'm tired of being on forced super low income like all my damn life. But then the gang stalkers try to falsely rewrite my life narrative. People who don't even know me think that they can try to rewrite my history, in which you think you know my history and my life better than I do. And they want to create like a false narrative about my image and appearance. But anyway, it feels good to be able to, now I can take a shower or a bath more frequently and more often and whenever I want. And like when I was homeless on the streets, to be stuck in the same outfit for 2 weeks and no opportunity to get to take a bath, but it feels great again that I can go back to wearing a different outfit every day. The option to do that. But me being poor and trying to save money, I might have to like shower once every other day or every 2 or 3 days, or change clothes every 2 or 3 days, and then stretch the time to do laundry because I don't want to be dealing with the burden of gang stalking. So, but now I have that opportunity to be able to shower every day and change clothes, to clean clothes every day. But with these bastards and their squeezing my organs and all that, I can't get to shower every day like I want to. So I felt it just barely mildly last night. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I think it was like between a 0.5 and 1. So I barely felt it with them trying to squeeze my organs last night, but it was worse the time before. But after being in here, it's not as bad as when I was in Bloomington. But like a few days ago and within the past week or the week before, I would feel like very mild vertigo. But I'm kind of back to normal now. But I just, dealing with that sleep deprivation, they still be vibrating me just about every day. And, got to deal with the asshole perp neighbors from hell and everything. So, let me see something. Okay. So, yeah, I kind of feel like I want to be able to get out the house and just go get some fresh air and maybe just take a breather and clear my mind, like by the beach or by the bay or by a body of water or just somewhere, So thanks for listening to me. I love y'all. I'll see y'all